Hey guys, thank you for tuning in to Wonder Dads Gaming. Good to have you all back out here on Thursday night. We are at Nashville Super Speedway for race number 1 of the Cup Series. So this is the first race of the season. These guys are getting in the next-gen cars and trying them out for the first time in the 2024 Road to Cup season. So we finally did it. We made it to the top of the sport. This is the Cup Series. And it's going to be an exciting race. We're restarting the points over again for this season. It's going to be 9 races long with 1 drop race, so stay tuned. I'm going to go through all the points and everything here in just a moment. Qualifying is just about to begin. Practice just ended, so we'll go ahead and get through qualifying here in just a moment. But before we get started, I want to bring up last week's results and standings for the Xfinity Series. And it looks like we'll go over the playoffs later. Hold on. We'll pull up last week's winner, which was Brandon Fiedler. Congratulations, Brandon, on that win. Awesome-looking paint scheme. He was running a Tony Stewart throwback paint scheme in that number 39 Toyota Supra. Great-looking car. Brandon was awesome all race long, had one of the fastest cars on track next to Zachary Ward. If you guys missed the race, there was an awesome battle between Brandon and Zach all race long. There was a little bit of an incident there with 20 laps to go where Zachary Ward tried to shoot the gap between the lap car and Brandon and ended up getting wrecked out. And unfortunate for Zach, he had one of the fastest cars on track, chasing down the leader, got wrecked and finished towards the back of the pack. But nonetheless, it was still an exciting race to watch. Had a fun time broadcasting. Hope you guys enjoyed it. But congratulations to Brandon for winning last week at New Hampshire. So there is your race winner. Second place goes to Bryn George, P2 runner-up. Bryn's still looking for his first win of the season, has done a phenomenal job all season long, just still looking for that first win. So his time is coming. It's only a matter of time before he gets that first win. So congrats, Bryn, on your runner-up finish at New Hampshire last week. And then P3 was Jeffrey Belk. So congratulations to Jeffrey. He comes home with a podium finish of 3rd and did a great job at New Hampshire Speedway. So there's your 1, 2, 3 finishers, guys, from last week. Hope you guys all enjoyed New Hampshire. It was a great track, good race. And we're going to move on forward here. Qualifying has just started. Let's go ahead and show you guys the points for the Xfinity season. So we'll pull that up on screen real quick for you. So there you have it. Brandon Fiedler, congratulations to Brandon, who won the Xfinity season championship. He gets those 10 bonus playoff points, rather, for the upcoming playoffs. And guys, we'll talk about that later on throughout tonight's stream. But there is your finishing positions for the Xfinity season. And I'll scroll down a little bit so you guys can see everybody here towards the bottom. But there you have it. There's everybody that came out. Thank you guys so much for coming out and racing with us all season long, last Xfinity season. Had a fun time broadcasting and talking about each and every one of you guys at some point throughout the season. So there you have it, and there's the points. Congratulations, Brandon, on that championship run. Alrighty, guys, we'll go ahead and talk about the upcoming playoff points and playoff standings. So we'll pull that real quick. There you have it. That is after New Hampshire. Corey Goodall, congratulations, Corey. He has the regular season or overall standings right now in first place. So Corey's done a phenomenal job all season long, getting as many points as he has. He's got 1 win this season and 16 playoff points. Done a great job. John Ledger's right behind him in second. Matthew Karakoff third. Brandon Fiedler, who has 4 wins now this season, is fourth. And Joe Tardif rounds out your top 5. John Scheider 6th. Matthew Heel 7th. Those guys are all locked into the playoffs at the moment. And we'll talk about this later on, guys. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get on track. So thank you for tuning in to Wonder Dads Gaming. Hope you guys enjoyed tonight's first Cup race of the 2024 Road to Cup season. And let's go ahead and get on track. Qualifying is underway right now. That is Luke Mahone in the number 5 car. He's running a new number out there and running that Dark Horse Ford Mustang next-gen car. It's going to be an exciting race, guys. I can't wait to show you guys all the new paint schemes and new cars out there. These next-gen cars look amazing. But right now, it looks like Luke Mahone has the top spot in qualifying with a 29.86. Bryn George right now has a P2. And let's see if there's anybody else out there. David Galloway Jr. right now on track. There's his paint scheme. He's rocking that Chevy Camaro ZL1. And he's putting down his qualifying lap as we speak. So qualifying has just another minute or 2 left. And we'll talk about these guys and show off some paint schemes as we get closer to grid in here. Jeffrey Belk says, let's go EGR crew. And also, guys, another thing I want to mention is these Toyotas have been on fire this season. The Xfinity season, it seems like the Toyotas have dominated. We're waiting for the Fords to show up, and the Chevys have been there in the top 5. I know we're watching David Galloway Jr. right now in qualifying, but the Chevys, him and John Scheiderich, those guys have been up there in the top 5 running and competing for wins. But we've really been seeing the Toyotas dominating this season. So we're watching to see if we can, watching the Ford guys to see if they can come up with a win here soon. Luke Mahone's rocking that Ford Mustang, so it'll be interesting to see if he can get a win tonight. Craig Bridge Jr.'s in a Ford, and also Jeff Laraway's in a Ford. Corey Goodall's also rocking that Ford, and also Marshall Dugan's rocking that Mustang as well. So those are our Ford camp guys, and we'll see if they can come away with a win. We're about to grid here, guys, so thank you so much for tuning in on Winter Dads Gaming. Tonight we are at Nashville Super Speedway for 100 laps, and it's a 1.3-mile track. If you guys have never seen this track, it's going to be an exciting race. I personally raced here before and love this track. It always puts on some good racing. You're going to have a lot of side-by-side battles all race long, and hopefully it puts on a good show. But thanks for tuning in. We're going to go ahead and get to the grid here. So qualifying on the pole is Luke Mahone. Congratulations to Luke qualifying in that top spot. And qualifying P2 is Bryn George, who was last week's runner-up. So we're excited to see if Bryn George can come away with a win here and get that first win of the season. Starting in the 3rd place position is John Ledger. And starting in the 4th place is Wes Gallo in the 07. Starting in the 5th place position is Zachary Ward. Starting 6th is Steve Mormon. Starting in the 7th place position is Craig Bridge Jr. Starting 8th, who we saw qualify just moments ago, is David Galloway Jr. in the 27 car. Starting 9th is Joe Tardif. Joe Tardif, if you missed him, guys, he's been fast all season long, and he's been up there. Just needs to execute and have a good strategy throughout this race, and he should be up there towards a win as well. Jeff Laraway is starting in your 10th place position in that 71 car. Starting 11th is Mark Ward. Starting 12th is Brandon Fiedler. That is last week's winner. He'll get the EOL for winning last week. And then I'll see if we can pull up these cars. They're sitting on pit road right now. There we go. Alrighty, and then starting in the 13th place position is John Scheiderich III. He's rocking that Chevy Camaro number 95. And then starting in the 14th place position, Corey Goodall in the 333 Ford Mustang. Starting in the 15th place position is Eric Olson. That is our 2024 All-Star winner, and that number 64. Starting in the 16th place position is Matthew Karikoff, who has the top 5 in the point standings as of we speak. Starting 17th is Marshall Dugan. And we'll be watching that 45 car to see if he can come away with a win here shortly. And we'll be rooting for him all race long. But there you have it, guys. There is your starting lineup for Nashville Super Speedway here. This is race number 1 in the Cup Series. I want to thank you all so much for tuning in. Jeffrey Belk, thanks for leaving a comment. Steve Mormon, you better be out there. And thank you guys for tuning in and watching us here tonight for the first race of the season. Jibba says, how does Luke's driver profile look? Let's take a look here. So we're talking about Luke Mahone, right? There you have it, Luke Mahone from Reedville, South Carolina. So hopefully that's how he wanted it. Lights are off on the pace car. We'll pull up the race leader here in just a moment. I think we're running out of time here, guys. But there you have it. There is Luke Mahone. We'll pull him up here and interview him in just a moment. But we're going green flag racing.
Green.
Green flag in the air. Nashville Super Speedway is underway. Race number 1. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Luke Mahone off to a great start down the backstretch at Nashville. This track is a kind of a weird shape to it. Let's see if I can pull that up here. And there you have it. It's kind of has a weird triangle shape. It's a D oval, obviously, but just the corners and the front stretch are just very different than most other tracks. It's not like a Charlotte or Texas. Very different compared to most tracks. So it's going to be interesting to see these guys run different lines all race long. And right as you have it, you got Zachary Ward right there in the 3rd place position already charging up through the field. He's moved up 2 spots right behind John Ledger right there. Alrighty, Bryn George off to a rough start, though. He falls back 3 spots to the 5th place position. He started on the outside row there, qualifying P2, so a little bit of a trouble early on for Bryn George. Hopefully he can rebound from that, but Wes Gallo already making the pass and get up to 4th. And then right behind him, you have Craig Bridge Jr. and Joe Tardif, and this is the battle for 6th and 7th on screen right now. Looks like Craig Bridge Jr. is running a new paint scheme in that next-gen Ford Mustang, along with Joe Tardif in that number 88. These guys rocking pretty cool paint schemes out there. Sharon Laraway says, woohoo, good luck to Jeff in the 81 and Craig on the 94. We're watching Craig right now in the 94 on track. He is inside the top 10 in the 6th place position. He's also moved up 1 spot from the start. And then we'll pull up Jeff Laraway, who is in 13th right now in that 71 Ford Mustang. He's got a lot of cars in front of him and a lot of racing left to go here on lap number 5. And we'll be watching these guys as the race goes on and see where they can advance their positions at. Alrighty, guys, so there is your current standings as of lap number 5. Luke Mahone right now has led every single lap. We'll see if we can pull him up in the booth and interview him. Hey, Luke, it's David up at the booth. You got me?
Yep, gotcha.
Hey, man, running a little bit behind here, but I want to say congratulations for starting on the pole. Hopefully I'm not interrupting too much here tonight.
Oh, you're good.
But congrats on getting those bonus points. This is race number 1 in the Cup Series. Good to have you out there. How is your strategy for Nashville here tonight, and how are you feeling?
I don't really know the track like super well, but I do know this car very well. So I think if I know how to tire save and be quick and all, quite well. So if I can just nail that down and stay like in the top 3, top 5, I should be able to do something tonight.
Well, that's good to hear. I mean, I raced this track here last year. This is one of my favorite tracks. I don't know what it is, but it takes like a different driving style here. It's kind of an odd-shaped track compared to other tracks here, but it's a fun track nonetheless. We're excited to be watching you guys out there for race number 1.
Yeah, I'm excited to get in this car. I know this track is, there's some different ways you can run it. You can either downshift and shift to 4th in the corners, or you can just stay in 5th. If you shift to 4th, it'll eat your tires up and eat your gas up. But it's quicker on the short run, I guess. Maybe on the long run, I don't know. But I'm just curious to see what everyone else is doing. I'm sticking it in 5th, but yeah.
Right. I think it all depends also on the setup. I can't remember if on the fixed setups if guys do the downshifting to 4th or not. I know that when I ran a different league in prior years with open setups, you could downshift to 4th and kind of get that run, but it all depends. Yeah. But yeah, I hear you on that.
I mean, Zachary and John are catching me, so I'm going to assume they're shifting because I'm pushing. I'm not pushing, but I'm like pushing. So I'm just curious.
Right. Yeah, whatever that number 9 car is doing, you got to watch him because he knows how to get it done here.
Oh, yeah. I'll keep an eye on him.
How are you feeling about these next-gen cars? You feeling pretty confident about this season?
Yeah, I'm very confident. I think if I can just show up as much as I can, I'll be able to get like a lot of points. Like I said, this is like probably I had the most amount of experience in this car of all 3 NASCAR stock cars. So if I can just be consistent, I should be able to get some points. Maybe point my way in the playoffs, but I'm not sure.
Alrighty, Luke. Well, thanks for talking with us, and congrats for starting on the pole, getting those bonus points, and good luck all race long. We'll be rooting for you and see how you get done.
Thank you, Ben.
Alrighty, there you heard it from your race leader, Luke Mahone, and that number 5 car. Right now, your top 3 is Luke Mahone, Zach Ward, John Ledger. and this is lap number 12. Right now, Zachary Ward is charging down through the field and going to take that top spot away. He's looking to take that top spot away from Luke Mahone, rather. He is battling really hard with these guys, and if there's one car you want to watch and see how he's racing, that's that number 9 of Zachary Ward. And he's right there up to P2 already. He's moved up 3 spots since we started. But keep your eye on that number 9 car. He is fast, and he's got a fast car here tonight at Nashville. Right now, your biggest mover through the field is Matthew Karakoff. Let's see if we can show you guys him. He's running that 00 Swedish car. Running the Chevy Camaro out there. That's kind of new for him. Last week at New Hampshire, he ran a Camaro, but he normally ran the Mustangs throughout the Xfinity season. He also ran the Ford F-150 in the trucks, where he won that series. But Matthew Karakoff, tonight's biggest mover at plus 10 spots. And if he can hold that, he's going to get bonus points for most positions gained. So keep your eye on that 00 car, and maybe he can get it done and get those bonus points here tonight. Every point matters, especially when we get closer to these playoffs. Alrighty, as we mentioned, Bryn George, who is back there in P5, he's lost a couple spots from starting in P2. Also, another car that's kind of hurting right now is Steve Mormon in that 26 car. He's lost a couple spots since we started. He's lost 5 spots, actually. He's back there right now in the 11th place position, so kind of losing some ground early on this race. We're going to keep an eye on him and see if anything happens here. But he's rocking that new paint scheme in that number 26. And he's battling side by side right now with John Scheidrich in the 95. There you have John Scheidrich looking to the high side. Right there at the back bumper of Steve Mormon. Corey Goodall has moved up 5 spots to P9 right now. He's rocking that Ford Dark Horse Mustang, the 333. Looking pretty solid out there early on, lap 17. Alrighty, we'll kind of walk you guys through the field. So your leader right now is Luke Mahone and the number 5 Ford Mustang. Right behind him is Zachary Ward and John Ledger. That's your top 3 spots. Behind John Ledger right now is Wes Gallo in the 07 car, followed behind Matthew Karakoff and Bryn George. That is the battle for 4th, 5th, and 6th. The other thing we want to talk about tonight is that new Toyota Camry they're running out there tonight. This is the first season they brought out that new body style. And as you see on Wes's car, he's rocking that new Camry. That car is looking pretty sharp out there. They have not changed the Camaros this season, but the new Ford Mustangs are rocking that Dark Horse scheme, and then also the Toyotas are rocking that new Camry body. So good looking cars out there. Bryn as well, who also has that Camry, running those EGR crew. It's a good looking car. Love that paint scheme as well. Bryn's colors have just been on point all season long. Love those paint schemes. But Brandon Fiedler making the pass on Bryn right now. Brandon Fiedler has now moved up 6 spots. He's up to the 6th place position. Karakoff moving nicely through the field. He is now up 12 spots. And as you can see through turns 1, 2 here, Matthew Karakoff running the high side. And there's Wes Gallo battling him right there on the backstretch down on the bottom. And that's the thing about Nashville is you can run the high side or the low side. They're not one car really has the gain here. They're still racing side by side at the line. So Nashville's kind of a fun track. You can run high or run low. has a multi-group surface, and as you can see, these guys are putting on a heck of a battle right now for positions 4th and 5th. Still side by side down the backstretch as they head into turn 3, and it looks like Wes is going to back off just a little bit here. The lead goes to Matthew Karikoff. Brandon Fiedler there waiting for these guys to make a move or mess up here. He's running right there in the 6th place position. Let's go ahead and go back up to our leaders here and see where they are at. Zachary Ward still chasing down the 5 car of Luke Mahone. We talked to Luke earlier in the race and had a little quick interview with him, and he said that he's not really too sure about this track. He's kind of waiting to see how it all plays out, and it's going to be interesting to see how that 5 car does in the long run. He's got some really good short speed speed here, but that number 9 car of Zachary Ward, he knows how to get it done and find victory lanes. So that 5 is going to have to battle that 9 all race long, like we saw last week with Brandon Fiedler in that 39. Let's move on through the field. So back in the 8th place position, we have Joe Tardif in the number 88. He's rocking a new Brandt paint scheme out there in that Chevy Camaro ZL1. There you have it. John Scheidrich, we haven't talked about him much tonight in the 95. He's running a new paint scheme out there in that, Chevy Camaro, can't talk. Excuse me. He's running that 95. Right behind him is David Galloway Jr. We were watching him in qualifying. He's rocking that number 27. Halter Materials on the side of that Camaro. Then right behind Galloway Jr. is Eric Olson in the 64 car rocking that Oreo paint scheme. That's a really cool looking paint scheme. Marshall Dugan has moved up 2 spots to the 15th place position. And right behind him is Mark Ward. Right there on the bomb is looking to make the pass on Marshall. They race side by side down the backstretch. The 10 car looks like he's going to make the pass, and he does. Entering through turn 3, he moves up to P15. And Jeff Laraway in the 71, he right now rounds out the field in 17th. Alrighty, so back to the front here. This is the battle for 1st and 2nd. Luke Mahone, Zachary Ward. Zachary kind of is backing off a little bit here. He's not going to charge up through the field as fast as he was. I think he's trying to save tires now. We're heading up to lap 28, and I'm not sure exactly how much these guys can get on a full tank of gas, or how many laps rather, but Zachary Ward seems to be kind of backing off here just a little bit. Might be trying to save tires. He was pushing it early on in the race. But he's hanging there right there with the leader. Maybe waiting for Luke to make a move or bobble here a little bit, but Zachary Ward right there behind him. And John Ledger doing a fantastic job here, starting in P3, and he's hold on to that P3 position all race long. He's running that number 25 Hot Wheels car. John right now is 2nd in the playoffs. Doing a great job. There's your playoff standings. He has 1 win this season and 16 playoff points. So John looking to get every point he can get. And moving on back, there's Wes Gallo in the 07. Alrighty, back to the front here. Let's ride on board with Zachary Ward and take a lap around this track with him. We'll wait for these guys to get back to the front stretch, and then I'll show you guys what this track looks like. I know you kind of saw it as we were interviewing our race leader, Luke Mahone, earlier, but we'll ride on board with Zachary Ward in his battle with the leader here. So out of turns 3 and 4, here we come to the line. Zachary Ward So as you can see, Zachary Ward shifting a little bit here tonight. Sun's starting to go down in Nashville. We should be ending this race under the lights, if I'm not mistaken. But there is a lap around Nashville Superspeedway. If there's any cars you guys want to see, leave a comment, say hi, and we'll talk to you and show you guys who on track you want to see. Right now, the two guys that are stealing the show is Luke Mahone and Zachary Ward running 1 and 2. John Ledger is in 3rd. Losing a little bit of ground here to these guys. Tires might be starting to fall off here on lap number 34. Back here through the field, we got a really good battle between Karakoff, Wes Gallo, and Brandon Fiedler. This is the battle for 4th, 5th, and 6th right now. These guys have been kind of bunched up for like several laps. Brandon Fiedler battling side by side with Wes Gallo here in the 07. Look at how close those cars are going down the backstretch out of turn 2. But Matthew Karakoff hanging on though. Look at him side by side with the 39. He wants that position back. He wants to get up there. The 00 has a fast car tonight. Looks like he got a little bit of bump there from the 39. Just maybe a little bit of wiggle out of turn 4. These guys racing really hard for position here. Lots of good battles. But yeah, we were talking about those different racing lines, and that high side is really able to hold on to that position. As you see, Matthew Karakoff on the high side really making that top line work. He's not letting go of that position, still racing side by side with Brandon Fiedler in the 39. These guys are putting on a heck of a battle, and he makes the pass, so Karakoff moves up to the 5th place position, now running top 5. Right behind Wes Gallo in the 07. And we did miss it, but here is the battle for the lead. Zachary Ward is now side by side with the leaders. He's making his move on Luke Mahone in the 5 car. And there it is, side by side through turns 1 and 2. A little bit of smoke coming out of that 71 of Jeff Laraway. He moves down to the bottom to get out of the way. Mark Ward in the 10 is going to block the 9 of Zachary Ward. I don't think that was an intentional block, but he just had nowhere to go, got in Zachary Ward's way. That's going to cost the 9 a little bit of his momentum there. Zachary Ward's going to have to restack back up and refocus on the lead. The 9 was side by side with the leader, though. He loses all that ground because of that lap car. It's unfortunate for those guys. He's going to have to regroup and get back up there to the 5. Moving on back to our battle here with Wes, Brandon, and Matthew Karakoff. It looks like Brandon now has battled the 00 back for that position for the top 5. And he gets back up there. It looks like he almost got the bumper to the 07. I couldn't tell if there was a little bit of contact there or not, but Karakoff still hanging on to that position. These guys now swap top and bottom. Karakoff to the bottom of the track. It looks like Brandon wants that bottom. He tries to close the door on the 00. Karakoff seemed to really favor the top line here. Let's see if he runs the top through 3 and 4 this time. Nope, he runs down to the bottom here on the line. And there's Bryn George making the pass. Bryn moves up to the top 5 here. Oh, and cars down pit road. That really shook up the 00 Matthew Karakoff. I think Bryn making that pass there. You saw the 00 wasn't going to come down pit road. He was going to stay out, but I think he lost a lot of speed and momentum there. He decided to come down at the last minute. So there you have it. Brandon, Matthew, and Steve Moorman all on pit road on lap number 41. Also, John on the 95, he made his pit stop moments ago. Zachary Ward and John Ledger coming down pit road. Luke Mahone stays out. There you have the 25 on pit road. Joe Tardif on pit road as well, along with Bryn George. Luke Mahone, still your race leader. He stays out. Wes Gallo also is staying out as well. Corey Goodall going to stay out on track. I'm assuming he's going to try and get those bonus points for leading a lap. I'm not sure how many more laps these guys got on a tank of gas, but it can't be much more. As you see that's Wes Gallo. He's going to come down pit road, make his pit stop. Luke Mahone, though, is still out in front, still leading every lap of this. Or actually, I don't know if I think actually Zachary Ward has led a lap here tonight. He took the lead away for about a lap or so. But there you have it, your race leader, Luke Mahone, now on pit road for the first time tonight. Craig Bridge Jr. in the 94, he's going to stay out, and let's see if he can lead a lap. And it looks like he does. I think he led that last lap. So Craig Bridge Jr. 94, he stayed out, get that bonus point to lead that lap. And it'll be interesting to see if Luke Mahone lost too much ground by staying out those last couple laps, as Zachary Ward and John Ledger have pitted. Those two guys pitted on the same lap, whereas Luke Mahone stayed out, and it's going to be interesting to see if he lost some ground by staying out. Alrighty, Marshall Dugan still has yet to pit. He's going to bring it down pit road this time by. And right now, as things get cycled through, it looks like Zachary Ward is going to be a race leader. Off of turn 4 here, he comes to the line, and he's going to lead this lap. So Zachary Ward to the leaderboard, and look at the difference here. There is Luke Mahone in the 5 car. By staying out, he's lost that much ground to your race leader, Zachary Ward, and that's 1.6 seconds back off the lead. John Ledger right there to his bumper, and that's how much a difference it can make by staying out versus pitting early. Now, granted, he does have fresher tires, but those new tires may not come into play until way later in the run. Karakoff on pit road. He came way late in this run, and I'm kind of surprised there. He was having a really good race up to P5, battling hard with Brandon and Wes in the 07 and 39, but he brings his car down pit road. Not sure if that's a little bit of a strategy play there. But let's go ahead and pull up Karakoff and see if we could talk to him while he makes his way down pit road. Hey, Matthew, it's David up the booth. You got me?
Yeah, man.
Hey, man, we watched you battling really hard with Wes in the 07 and Brandon in the 39. You're up to P5 here. Is this this part of your strategy to pit now in this lap?
No, I had already pitted. I was too fast on pit road exiting.
Oh, man. Okay, so that's why you had to bring it back.
Yep, hold me for 40 seconds here. That ain't no good.
Oh, man, I'm sorry to hear that. We're wondering what was going on, because I was like, you had a fast car, and he was up there in the top 5, and we were watching you guys put on a heck of a battle for 4th, 5th, and 6th. But that's unfortunate you guys had to come back down.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate because all these drivers are racing really good out there. So my only hope is a caution, and I don't see that happening. These guys are doing really good.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised. So far, we're coming up on halfway through this race this time by, and so far no cautions here tonight. But you never know. Anything can happen.
Yeah, this is my first real race in a next-gen car, so I'll just get some practice here, and I kind of like it. So.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, so how are you looking forward to this next-gen season? Have you run these cars very often, or is this kind of like your first time?
So the first time I ever ran next gen was with y'all at the beginning of the year. So this is the second time I ever drove them. But just from kind of driving up through the field a little bit, I'm looking forward to it for the next couple races.
All righty, well, good luck out there. Thanks for talking with us, and I hope some luck goes your way. I'm sure you'll have a great season. Just keep at it, and we'll be looking forward to watching you.
Yeah, man, this is what it's all about. It's a lot of fun driving these cars.
All righty, Matthew, good luck. We'll talk to you later on.
Yeah, thanks, man.
All right, there you heard it from Matthew Karakoff, the 00. Speeding on pit road gives him the penalty to bring it back in. That's the reason why he has on pit road. All right, as we make our way back to the front here, it's Zachary Ward in the number 9, who has the fastest car on track right now. He is 1.2 seconds ahead of P2. Luke Mahone looks like he's gaining some ground in the leader. And it looked like he was 1.6 back earlier in this run. But Luke is charging up to the front here, trying to get back to the lead. John Ledger in the 3rd place position, the 25, kind of just hanging around that same mark, hasn't really lost or gained ground on these leaders. But another impressive run here is Brandon Fiedler, who is +8 through the field this time. It was Karakoff with the most positions gained until he had that speeding penalty on pit road. Now it's Brandon Fiedler, who has moved up 8 spots from where he started. He's moved his way out to P4 here. Wes Gallo in the 07 is right now in the top 5. Let's see if we can pull up Wes a little bit and talk to him. Hey Wes, it's David in the booth. You got me?
I sure do. How goes it, bud?
Hey man, how's the race going out there? Just want to give you a shout out and all your paint schemes that you designed. You do a phenomenal job. Love looking at your cars and everything. So good to have you out there. Thanks for racing with us. How's your race going?
Appreciate it. Yeah, it's always fun. I end up designing significantly more than I race, so it's kind of a double-edged sword for me. The race is going quite well. There's kind of a mix of strategies. It seems like a combination of whether you want to shift or not shift, push early, push late, and then the way this kind of fuel window is kind of setting up, we have to pit one more time, but I guess it really depends on how you want to play the game on the tires. So. Yeah, a lot of thinking and overthinking going on over here.
Oh, definitely. You always got to figure out, is there going to be a caution? Is there not going to be a caution? You never know, and you got to react accordingly to that. So yeah, it's definitely a strategy game, trying to figure out what you want to do.
Yes. Yeah, we are so strung out now. I'm kind of just banking on no caution, and I gotta. 5th is good. I'm happy where I'm running. I feel like I have the speed to win, but I also don't know if I want to do something rash and kind of jeopardize the comfortable points day either. It's like I said, the overthinking here.
Right. Yep. I definitely hear you on that. Hey, you guys were putting on a heck of a battle between you, Brandon, and Matthew Karakoff for there a while there. We were watching you guys battle side by side. You could really run the top and the low line, it seems, around this track and make either of them work. Is that what you guys were kind of doing there?
It seems to me like a standard kind of like diamond pattern is kind of the move here. You can, if you have enough tire, I think you can kind of like squeeze under them and make it work like we were doing with the 00. That was also, that run kind of started right when I began shifting in the last run. I ran the first bit in 5th and then started dropping her down into 4th in the corners to kind of help make passes and get some runs late. And that kind of spurred on that battle more, I think, than being able to run multiple grooves.
All righty, man. Well, thanks for talking with us and give us some insight on the track and whatnot. And good luck out there. I'll be rooting for you.
Of course, I appreciate it. Let's hope for something good here.
All righty. Good luck, Wes.
Thank you, bud.
All right, there you heard it from Wes Gallo in the 5th place position in that 07 Toyota Camry. Back up here to the front, you see Luke Mahone, who has closed the gap on the lead of that number 9 car. He is getting right there. He's within striking distance of the leader. Now up to 0.3 seconds back off the lead. That number 5 car wants that top spot back, and we're going to watch these guys to see if he can do it here. Luke Mahone showing he knows how to get it done and looking to take that lead back away from Zachary Ward. These two guys have the fastest cars on track next to John Ledger, and this is for first and second on screen. We are at lap number 60. So we talked to Wes Gallo just moments ago and made up spoke with him about some interesting pointers about strategy and whatnot. And so far we remain cautionless throughout this race. It'll be interesting to see if there will be a caution or not, and that'll throw a wrench into some of these guys' strategies for this race. But yeah, like he said, though, they're so strung out at this point throughout the race that there may not be a caution. And I think a lot of these guys are hoping it does go caution-free to the strategy that they're running. Zachary Ward coming up on that 64 of Eric Olson. Eric Olson running that awesome Oreo paint scheme. I love the way that Chevy Camaro looks. He's right there on the high side. He's going to let these leaders on by. That's going to put Eric Olson one lap down. He is running 13th. He's up 2 spots from where he started. And he's going to let the leaders on go by. So Eric Olson now in the free pass position as the two race leaders go on by. Next to Eric Olson is Marshall Dugan. He is the next car 1 lap down in that 45 car. He's running that Ford Mustang Dark Horse. Right now in the 14th place position. Alrighty, back to the lead here. Zachary Ward and Luke Mahone in the 5. I want to thank you guys all for tuning in and watching us in the iRacing Fun League. Appreciate you all for watching us here. This is the first Cup Series race of the 2024 season, and we're going to be here for the next 9 races long with 1 race drop. So what that means is we're going to score only 8 races, but we'll run 9, and the worst race of your point standings is going to get dropped. Every driver, their worst race will get dropped for the season. Basically what that means is, like, if you can't make one of the nights, we try to keep it fair for everybody and drop 1 race and keep everybody on an even playing field. Usually only about 5 of these guys can race with us every single race, so we just allow 1 race drop per season. And right now there is the playoffs, and this is scheduled to change. There is a couple guys that are on the cutoff there. As you see, Bryn George in the red at 17th, Wes Gallo in the 18th place position, Justin and David Galloway. They are all on the outside looking in. And there's a couple guys ahead of them that are not running with us every week. And I believe they're going to move up in points here very shortly. So Willie Mann Jr. is in the 16th final place position of the playoffs. He has not run with us in the last 10 races or so. And he is actually going to lose that spot. Also, Donald Bennett hasn't been with us in a while. I haven't seen him out there. Kane Vannemark, we're also missing him. I haven't seen him run with us in a while. So Kane needs to get back out there if he wants to maintain that position. But also, Matthew Heel, who has 3 wins with us, he is actually going to miss out on the playoffs because he has not run with us in a while. He needs to run every single one of these races in order to be locked in the playoffs with a win. As you see, 15 race minimum with the win locks driver in the playoffs. So you have to race with us at least 15 times to get locked into the playoffs and run with us. If you don't race with us 15 times, you can still point your way in. So Matthew Heel in the 7th place position, if he doesn't make that 15 race minimum, he can still point his way in, but he's got to do it very quickly. And there's your playoff standings. But here is the battle for first and second. It's amping up. Luke Mahone is to the bumper of Zachary Ward, and him making to look that pass. Moments ago, it looked like he was dropping out on the inside. He was going to make the pass, and he had to back off there because a lap car of John Scheidrich was in the way. And he went back to regroup in here. Jeffrey Belk, why are you not out there with us tonight? I just realized you're not on track, so you missed out on the race tonight, Jeffrey. Jeffrey is last week's winner. last week's winner. Jeffrey is last week's third place finish position here, and I'll pull that up. If Jeffrey, if you missed it, we had a nice little graphic for you here. There you have it. Jeffrey was third place last week in New Hampshire, had a great race, put on a heck of a battle with Bryn George. And if you guys missed New Hampshire, it was a great race last week. That was our final Xfinity race of the season. But Jeffrey Belk says Wes, rooting on his buddy. We interviewed Wes just moments ago. He is running the top 5 position here. Doing a great job on track. Oh, yesterday was your birthday. You're on vacation until tomorrow. Happy birthday, Jeffrey. Good to have you out there in the Fun League. Let's see if I can pull up the comments. And, of course, the comment section is not working. I'm not sure why. It's kind of strange. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. I'm not sure. But happy birthday, Jeffrey, last week. Or yesterday. Man, I can't talk. I got so many things going through my mind right now. Jeffrey, happy birthday. Good to have you out there racing with us. And hopefully you come out with us next week. All right, so Luke Mahone was in second place, and he's now going to drop down to make his final pit stop of the race, lap 73. We talked to Wes moments ago, and he says you can't make it to the end from where they were at. So Luke is now your first car on pit road. A little bit of strategy here comes into play. And Zachary Ward is going to stay out on track. Oh, actually, he's making his pit stop now, too. So Luke Mahone came down pit road first, and that's going to allow, or have the 9 car make his pit stop as well. So that's going to be interesting. It's going to be kind of cool to see if with Luke pitting early, if that's going to allow him to make that position up and get around Zach as he comes around and cycles through pit road here. We're watching Brandon in the 39 car. He is currently P2 behind John Ledger. And he's going to slow down and bring his car down pit road as well. Guys, the lights are on track here tonight. And the sun is going down, so we are going to end this under the lights here at Nashville Super Speedway. We've got 26 laps to go. Right on board with your race leader, John Ledger. Sorry, I cannot talk for the life of me. John is up to P1. He's going to get those bonus points for leading a lap, and he brings it down pit road for the final time as well. Wes Gallo, he also is going to bring it down pit road. Oh, maybe not. I thought it looked like he was off the throttle there a little bit. But yeah, as you can see, the lights are on track here. So Wes Gallo going to lead that lap, get those bonus points as well. So a lot of cars leading laps here. And let's take a look to see where Zach and Luke are. And as you can see, Luke has made the pass in the number 9 car by pitting 1 lap early. And now Zach has to regroup, refocus, and chase that 5 car down. But it's been a battle between the 5 and the 9 all race long, as you can see. So Luke throwing a little bit of strategy into play here, pitting early, gets that position over Zachary Ward. And we'll see if he can hold on to that all race long, with 24 laps to go. Yeah, Jeffrey, thank you for coming out, saying hi. Appreciate you. If we can't have you out there racing, I'm really glad you came out and said hello. And thank you for letting me know it was your birthday yesterday. Hope you had a really good birthday, and missing you out there. Wish you were racing with us. So hope you enjoyed your birthday, and we're looking forward to seeing you maybe next Thursday here with the iRacing Fun League. Look at this. Eric Olson and John Shirich in the 95. 2 lap cars as the 5 and the 9 try to get around them. Zachary Ward now to the bottom. .23 laps to go. Luke Mahone still leading this race in that number 5. Oh, I'm sorry. That is going to be your position for the lead. Actually, Corey Goodall stayed out and got those bonus points, so congrats, Corey. He led a lap as well. The 333 car stayed out, and also David Galloway Jr. stayed out as well. Those two cars stayed out to the last minute to try and get as much track position as they could, and they're going to bring it down pit road for the final time. But now, as things get cycled through, it is Luke Mahone out in front with Zachary Ward right behind him. So this is going to be the race, the battle for the race win here between the 5 and the 9. I couldn't tell if it looked like the number 9 car grazed the wall that time out of turn 2. Trying to get everything he can get out of that car. There was a little bit of smoke. I couldn't tell if there was contact between the 9 or not, but so let's jump on board with number 9 is Zachary Ward. And this is your leader, Luke Mahone here. Right behind him, Zachary Ward in P2. We'll ride on board with him for a little bit here tonight. Zach is right there at the bumper, the 10 car getting in the way. 20 laps to go this time by. It's Luke Mahone out in front, Zachary Ward P2, and John Ledger's P3. And I was just looking at the leaderboard here, and it looked like Marshall Dugan was coming up through the field, but he actually stayed out. And he was up to the 6th place position, and he brings it down pit road for the final time here. I was kind of rooting for him. He was doing great. I was like, oh, Marshall's up to 6th place position. And then I realized he hasn't pitted yet with 19 laps to go. He brings it in for the final time. We were rooting for Bryn George in that 54 all race long, and we're hoping for a good showing out of him. He's struggled here tonight at Nashville. He has lost 4 spots to the 6th place position. And we were really hoping that car was going to come alive here, starting on P2 on the outside. And just it wasn't the race he was looking here for tonight with 18 laps to go. But we'll still be watching him and hoping he gets his first win of the season here. Still got a lot of racing left to go this season, and anything can happen. And I'm sure Bryn is due for a win here any day or any week now. And we'll be watching that 54 car. Brandon right now has most positions gained, as we were talking about him earlier in the race. He is now +8 up to the 4th place position, trying to chase down John Ledger. But the first, the 1, 2, and 3 positions of this race, they are just lights out ahead of these guys, and they're just blowing everybody's doors off. So Brandon's got a lot of work to do if he wants to get up to John Ledger. He is now like 17 seconds back off of 3rd place, 7 seconds back, and got a lot of ground to make up if he wants to get up there through the field. So 1st, 2nd, and 3rd has really come away. As you can see, we'll hop on board with Brandon right now in the 39 car and look at that backstretch in front of him. That is the gap he's got until John Ledger in the 3rd place position. So a lot of ground he needs to make up here with 15 laps to go. Alrighty, back out front, Luke Mahone and Zachary Ward still battling for the lead here. Zach needs to pace himself. He's got 1 lap newer tires on it. I'm not sure if that's really going to matter here with how close these guys pitted. But with 14 laps to go this time by, let's see when Zach's going to make his move on the leader here. The only thing I could say is Zachary Ward seemed like he had the better car in the long run. So if he's going to make his move, I think as this run goes on and we get closer here towards the closing laps, I think that number 9 car is going to have the better car towards the end. So maybe he's just waiting to make his pass here. But that 5 car is definitely in trouble with that number 9 car all over the rear bumper. While we're watching these guys, let's pull up John Ledger and interview him real quick here tonight. Hey, John, it's David up the booth. You got me?
How's it going, David?
Hey, just want to give you a shout out here. You've been putting on a heck of a race all race long. First, second, and third, man, has been lights out this race. You guys are way ahead of the rest of the field. How's your car handling out there tonight?
It's just a little snug. I think, Luke and Zach definitely have the better long run cars than I have, but I was surprised to see the rest of the field fall so far back so quick.
Yeah, I was going to say, you guys really went away with the lead here. We're watching the two race leaders battle for first and second. Zachary Ward, Luke Mahone.
I just got taken out by a lap car.
Oh, man. Yeah, your nose is off that. What happened there? Got a lap car was involved there?
Yeah, he just turned down on me.
Oh, man, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, your nose is all gone in the 25. Man, no caution either. Tough break there with 10 laps to go, too. That sucks. You had the third fastest car on track right now with the next to Zach and Luke, too. Alrighty, John. Well, it's unfortunate, man. I'm sorry to hear that. Alrighty. The 25 gets taken out. 9 laps to go. It's Zachary Ward and Luke Mahone in the lead. And Zachary, who we were talking about moments ago, has made the pass for the lead. And we were talking about how he had the long run speed car, and I think that's what you're seeing on screen right now is that number 9 car definitely has the speed as these laps lead on over the 5 car. Unfortunate for John Ledger in that 25. Man, we were really hoping for a good showing out of that car. He has the second place in the point standings, and it looks like there's a little bit of an altercation with him and another car on track. No caution came out. It looks like they made contact, and that number 25 had a lot of front-end damage. He's going to have to go to the pits, make some repairs. We're going to lose a lot of spots here in the closing laps. The 25 is now on pit road. We're going to stay green here with the 2 leaders and watch these guys race it out. And we'll stay green flag racing, it looks like, with 7 laps to go. I can't believe that as we're interviewing John, that's what happened right in front of us. I went to go jump to the lead here and then he got involved. But guys, this is not over yet. The 5 car is coming up back to the bumper of the number 9. So this is not over yet. Luke Mahone showing he still can get it done here at Nashville Super Speedway. And that 5 car is all over the bumper of number 9 of Zachary Ward. And we got 5 laps to go this time by. I'm sorry, it's still 6. 6 laps to go. My counter did not jump when I thought it would. But that 5 car still hanging on. I'm trying to remember who won this race 1 year ago, and I think it might have been Zachary Ward in the number 9. I know at one point, no, I can't remember who won it. I think it was Zachary Ward who won it last year, and the year before that. Anyways, I had the name in my head and I just forgot it as we were watching these guys. But Zachary Ward, he's been dominant these last couple of races. He had an unfortunate circumstance last race, contending for the win and looking to rebound from that wreck. Zachary Ward did mention also that he's not racing for points this season. So he is out there having fun with these guys and basically said he was not intending on racing the playoffs this year. He is the last 2 years championship winner in the 2022 and 2023 seasons. And he decided to give a little bit of a break this season, let someone else take the spotlight for once. We got 3 laps to go this time by. And would you look at this? Steve Mormon up to the 4th place position. We'll just give him a quick shout out real quick. Steve Mormon in that 26 Toyota Supra, he has moved up to P4 with 3 laps to go. Steve, who has rebounded very nicely since the start of this race, lost a couple spots on the start and moved his way up there towards the front. Wes Gallo as well moved up to P5. Or he's kind of been hanging around that P5 position all race long. We'll jump up back to the lead here, and look at that, Luke Mahone. Sorry, I missed it, guys. Zachary Ward let that 5 car get around him there. Luke Mahone made the pass. Now we got 1 lap to go, this time by. White flag in the air. Luke Mahone has the lead over Zachary Ward. And I was wondering if that was going to happen. Zachary Ward has the long run speed car, but that 5 car was all over the bumper of the 9. And there you have it, down the backstretch they go. They're going to get around the 71 of Jeff Laraway here, down through turns 3 and 4 for the final time. The 5 car has the advantage, and he's going to win it here at Nashville Superspeedway. Luke Mahone, your race leader. That was a heck of a battle between Luke and Zachary Ward. These guys put on a heck of a battle. At first, we thought it was going to be Mahone earlier in the race, and Zachary Ward showed he had the long run speed. Thought we were going to see Zachary Ward come away with the win. But no, the number 5 chases him back down and steals that win back away from Zachary Ward. So these guys put on a great show here at National Superspeedway. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And we'll get some interviews underway here in just a moment. But there's the 5 and 9. Awesome race between these guys. But Luke Mahone comes away with the win. His bio says, I am large and in charge. Yes, he is here in Nashville as he burns it down. Let's see if he does a little burnout here. Alrighty, there you have it from Luke Mahone, who wins his Nashville Superspeedway in the first race of the Cup Series. Let's see if we can pull him up in the booth, give him a nice little interview here. Hey, Luke, it's David up in the booth. You got me?
Sure do.
Hey, man, congratulations, man. You put on a heck of a show out there. Had 1 fast car, and at first we thought it was going to be Zachary Ward, and then, man, what happened there in the closing laps? You just had a rocket ship and came away with the win.
I got no clue on that. Like, here, I'll run these through it. So it went green the whole way, and we pit once, and he came out in front, and then I got up to his bumper. I couldn't get around him, so I was like, oh, this is gonna suck if it comes to the finish like this. And so I was like, well, I think the only way I can pass him is if I undercut and pit before he does, and then I did, and then he pit right after. I don't know if you saw that. But that happened, and then he caught up to me. It came out in front of me, caught up to me, and then he couldn't get around me, and then he did, and I was like, oh no, I'm cooked, because I thought my tires were toast, and then I guess he just, like, those 2 lap cars. I know his dad was in that group that we passed when I passed him, so I don't know if that was intentional, but we got there, and I just stole the bottom on the front stretch, barely put my nose in there, and somehow came out in front and somehow won the thing. I thought he had it locked up for sure, but yeah, it was a great effort. It was good racing with him if he's watching, but yeah, I don't know how I won that. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, that was an awesome battle between the two of you guys. We really look forward to watching you guys race all race long. But yeah, we watched you guys on pit road. I saw you come down pit road first, and then Zachary Ward came home second. We got that on the broadcast, and It was interesting that you did come home pit first, and I think that really gave you advantage there with the closing laps. We knew Zachary Ward kind of had that long speed run car, and we thought that maybe in the last 10 laps he made that pass around you, which he did. But yeah, you guys just came back and charged it back there and took that win back away from him. And that was awesome. It was great to watch.
Yeah, I had a blast racing. That was probably one of the. I know it was probably boring on the broadcast because there weren't any crashes, and it was pretty much just the top two. I don't know if anybody else was battling that much, but it was probably boring on the broadcast. But I definitely enjoyed that race a lot. Zachary's he's a good driver.
Alrighty, Luke. Well, congratulations on that win, and you put on a heck of a race. It was awesome to watch. I mean, I think it was pretty interesting. I hope everybody else enjoyed it. I know Jeffrey Belk in the comments says he enjoyed watching it as well. So thanks for putting on a good, heck of a show. Congrats on the win, and thanks for talking with us, Luke.
Thank you, man.
Alrighty, have a good weekend. We'll talk to you next week.
You too.
All right, there you heard it from your race leader, or race winner, Luke Mahone, and the number 5 car. Alrighty, guys, let's pull up our P2 finisher, which was Zachary Ward, and we'll talk to him. Hey, Zach, it's David on Booth. You got me?
Hey, David, what's up, man?
Hey, man, you put on a heck of a race. We enjoyed watching you and Luke all race long. Walk me through the race and what transcended from then.
Yeah, that was awesome, man. I mean, we were battling, I think, legit for probably the whole 100 laps, and it was clean the whole time. It was awesome racing with him. I mean, on that first run, I felt like it's so hard to pass. The dirty air is so bad here. I mean, you really gotta like set it up. You gotta set up a run on corner exit of either 4 or 2. So, on that first run, I just kind of was just saving and just riding, and I knew if I short pitted him, I was gonna jump him. But then he did the same thing to me on the second stint, and then yeah, I mean, it was there's nothing I could really say, man. He got me there at the end. He did a hell of a job.
Yeah, from what I noticed up here in the booth, it definitely looked like you had the long speed run car, and we knew that with 10 laps to go or so, we knew you were going to be up there to make that pass and probably take that position away for the win. But that 5 really threw a curveball and pitting early on you by 1 lap, and he got that position on you, and we knew you were kind of probably come back and make that pass, but with those closing laps, him coming back around you, man, that was really interesting in that battle for the win.
Yeah, when we got side by side with 2 to go, we had the lap traffic in front of us, and I had to check up a little bit just to. I mean I was in dirty air and he was in the preferred lane, so I had to kind of check up, and then I tried to cross him over, and he threw a perfect block. I mean, and once you get that momentum killed, it takes a couple laps to really build it back up to set up another pass. So. I mean, once he threw that block in, and I couldn't really, I wasn't really going to be able to get back beside him again with that many laps left.
Right, yeah, we definitely hear it. We noticed that a couple times tonight with different cars, where if they got that block on them, they lost a lot of ground, and it's hard to make that back up.
Yeah, definitely. Looking forward to. I mean, I don't even know where we go next, but looking forward to getting back to multi-groove racing. That kind of stinks that it was. Like it's really only a lane and a half here. I mean, there's not really a full second groove to run. So, but I mean, overall, that was awesome, man. That was such a fun battle.
Well, I'm glad you had fun out there. I had fun watching you guys, and you put on a heck of a show. So thanks for racing with us, and appreciate it and everything that you do. As you said earlier, or just moments ago, talking about the schedule, let's see if we can pull it up real quick. I know we're off next week because we decided to delay the 4th of July race, right?
Yes. I don't remember. I think it's Pocono or Indy, one of those 2.
Yeah, so Chicagoland was going to be next weekend, but we delayed it, so it's going to be Pocono July 11th.
All right, perfect. I like Pocono. That's not really multi-grooved either, but I like Pocono.
All righty, Zach. Well, thanks for talking with us. Congrats on that runner-up finish in P2. I know you're looking for that win, but still a heck of a battle from you guys, and we'll talk to you next, or I guess 2 weeks from now. You have a good 4th of July and have a good weekend.
Yes, sir. You too. Thank you for broadcasting again. I can't wait to watch it back.
Yeah, no problem, man. Glad to do it. Have fun. Take care. We'll talk to you soon.
Yes, sir. Have a good one.
All righty. There you heard it from Zachary Ward, who finishes P2. Almost won tonight, but has that runner-up finish. P3, guys, was Brandon Fiedler. That was last week's winner. We'll see if we can pull him up. Hey, Brand, it's David up in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, what's up, David?
Hey, P3, were you expecting that tonight coming up through the field? You guys put on a heck of a battle there during the middle of the race for 4th, 5th, and 6th. I know you, Karikoff, and Wes Gallo had a good battle there side by side for several laps, but how'd your race go? Walk us through it.
I think I think Ledger would have had third if that accident would have happened to him. But I think fourth place would have been, or fourth place is kind of where, as the race went on, I kind of figured that's kind of where I would sit. I got up to the field up to about, like you said, up until that fourth, fifth, sixth spot in the first stint. And then I just got stuck there. And then once I got ahead of Wes through pit stops, everyone was going about the same speed in front of me. So I couldn't really gain on anybody. So it was just about making sure that I could hold the position from there. But it felt good knowing that I had about the same speed as the leaders. It's just starting in the back just kind of hindered that a little bit, in the sense that I couldn't keep up with. Once I got through the field, there was no way I was gaining on anybody. So I was just kind of stuck in limbo at that 5, 6, 7 second mark behind Ledger the entire time. But I'll definitely take a third place finish tonight after all that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I would take it any way you can get it. Third place is awesome, and especially you've been making a lot of points up here these last couple weeks, so you're definitely going to be contending for those playoffs here come shortly next season. But yeah, congrats on those back-to-back wins you just had weeks ago, and good points day, good solid start to this next-gen season as well.
Yeah, for sure. That's all I can ask for right now is just get good points, maybe rack up a few wins here and there. But yeah, definitely a good points day. I can't complain about the way my race ended tonight.
Awesome. Well, good to hear from you. Next week we're taking off for 4th of July because it's on Thursday. So we're going to pick things back up at Pocono on July 11th, I think, if that's what day it is. So we'll see you in about 2 weeks. You have a good 4th of July. Thanks for talking with us, Brian. Appreciate it, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, thank you for bringing me up here, and thanks for broadcasting this, and thanks to everybody for watching. It's a lot of fun doing this race.
Yep, no problem, man. Anytime. Thanks for racing, and I appreciate that as well. We'll talk to you soon, Brian. Have a good weekend.
Thank you. You too, man.
All right, there you heard it from your third place finisher, Brent Feeler. All right, let's see if we have a little bit more time. We got Steve Mormon, who finishes P4. Let's see if we can pull him up there. Hey, Steve, it's David. You got me?
Hey, how are you?
Hey, man, I was watching this race broadcasting, and I see you making your way back up to the field, and in the closing laps, I see you're up to P4, and I'm like, no way. So what happened at the beginning of the race? It looked like you were losing a little bit of ground, but you made your way and rebounded nicely. Was there a little bit of issue early on, or?
It seems like every race I qualify well, at least recently, and then just fall back immediately. My issue the last 3-4 races has been tire wear. I've been lower than my whole team when it comes to the first pit, so I wanted to make a conscious effort to save tires, and I think I was too conservative. So I just kept falling back and back and back. And, I pit, and then I was more aggressive once I saw that I had like 83% tire wear. And normally you're like 70, 75, maybe high 60s if you pushed it. So I knew I had more to give. And so my second stint was really good. And then I caught up a lot by only taking 2 right sides on the last stint. And I think that's what separated me from Wes and the rest of the guys battling for 5th.
I was going to say, yeah, because throughout the race, it seemed like you were kind of back there behind Wes and everybody for a while. And then in the closing, the last pit stop, it seemed like you really made your way back up through the field and then ended up +2 from where you started. So great rebound from you, and that was pretty exciting.
Thank you. Yeah, you learn a lot every lap, and I really like that track. It was fun. It was fun to downshift from 5 to 4 and throw it into the corner. And I kind of wish I was more aggressive at the start, but it's a learning lesson. And yeah, definitely happy with the way it ended up.
Yeah, definitely Nashville. I've raced here last year in this series, and like I had fun with it. I always like coming to Nashville. It's a good track, and once you get the hang of it, it's pretty fun to race. But yeah, I hear you definitely on that.
Yeah, I did the custom paint scheme for my Florida Panthers too, so I had to have a comeback just like they did, and had a good result. So I'm happy with it.
Oh yeah, we did notice the Florida Panther paint scheme you're running. How are they doing the playoffs? Because I have not been paying attention to them this season.
They so the Stanley Cup final went. It ended Monday night. It went to 7 games. It was Canada's first chance, the Edmonton Oilers, of winning a Stanley Cup since 1993. It was the Florida Panthers' first chance or opportunity of winning the Stanley Cup, and they were a team in 1993. So it's both like 30-year runs going head to head. And in Game 7 here in Sunrise, Florida, the Panthers pulled it off 1-2-1 and won our franchise's first Stanley Cup.
Well, that is awesome to hear. Thank you for filling in on this because I didn't know. I wasn't paying attention, but I did see them in the playoffs and everything. So thanks for letting us know, and that's awesome, man.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks for having me, and already looking forward to, I guess not next week. Happy 4th of July. Have fun. Thanks for doing what you do, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yep, definitely. We just talked to, I think it was Brandon moments ago. We're off next Thursday because the 4th of July fell on Thursday. So we'll see you guys back at Pocono. I believe it's July 11th is the day. So enjoy the next week off. Have a good weekend. Enjoy the holiday. And thanks for talking with us, Steve. We'll talk to you soon.
You bet. Thank you.
All right, there you heard it from 4th place finisher Steve Mormon in that 26. Wes Gallo finishes P5, rounds out your top 5. We'll pull him up one more time here tonight before we get things wrapped up. Oops, that was Steve again. Wes, here we go. Hey, Wes, it's David on booth. You got me?
I sure do. How you doing, bud?
Hey, just want to give you one more shout out. You are 5th place finisher for tonight. Walk us through tonight in your race and how it went.
It was a humbling experience. I feel like I was just down in the chat joking with Ledger and Ward. They were saying, "Well, we looked down and we gapped you," and I was just saying, I assumed that I was just gonna come see you guys again soon when your tires fell off, and they never did. So there's just a massive gap the whole time. So awkward learning experience, but we'll end up making the most out of it. It really should be P6 until Ledger got whatever happened to him. So still ended up with a P5. Got to be happy with that, but basically worked out to be a P6 pace, which is not where I want or feel like I should be.
Right, yeah, we definitely heard. We were talking about Ledger moments ago, and how he got wrecked. We were talking to him in car when that happened, and it looked like it was a lap car that made contact with him and took him out. So, not sure. We're gonna have to go back and watch that and see what all happened. But unfortunate for those guys. But what about Steve Mormon? We were just talking to him moments ago. Where did he come from and he make the pass on you there?
That he just undercut me in the pits and then just ran away. That dude is continue to impress the hell out of me. He's he's just like an F1, like the F1 video game driver that Brandon pulled over to the iRacing world. Has no oval experience. He's just coming out here. He's saying he wanted to try to save some tires, saved too much in the first stint, and then found the right formula and just raced his way comfortably into the top 5. The dude's a stud.
Yeah, that's funny. It's good to know. Thanks for letting us know, because next time I talk to him, I have to talk to him about that as well.
Yeah, he's not an oval guy. He's not a NASCAR guy. He's not even a freaking iRacing guy, and he's whooping our butts out here.
Yeah, that is great. But yeah, just want to give you a shout out and say congratulations on the P5 top 5 finish. Good points day for you as well. Next week we're off for 4th of July, so hope you have a good 4th. Enjoy the holiday, and we'll see you in 2 weeks back here on July 11th at Pocono.
I appreciate it. I don't. If I want to use the Martin Truex style, I can claim it as my home track. I'm from Syracuse, New York. It's like a 2-3 hour drive to Pocono, so I can use the Truex if I can call it a home track.
Hey, there you go. Definitely, I would.
Let's get it.
All righty, Wes. Have a good holiday. Thanks for talking with us, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yes, sir. Have a good one, guys. See you.
All righty, take it easy. All righty, there you heard it, guys, from your 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th place finishers here at Nashville. And let's go ahead and show you guys playoff standings one more time. This is before the race started, so after New Hampshire. Corey Goodall has the current playoff standings right now. And let's actually pull up Corey, I think, if he's still in here. Hey, Corey, it's David in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you. Scared me. I was watching the replay.
Oh, I'm sorry, my bad. Hey, I just want to pull you up and give you a shout out and say congratulations on that point standings, man. You been really staying steady here. We watched you all race long. You moved up 8 spots here tonight, and you had a good rebound from where you started this race. But yeah, overall playoff standings, 16 playoff points, 1 win. You're having a heck of a season so far this year.
Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun. Just trying to stay consistent and not get too high or get too low.
Definitely. How are you feeling with these next gen cars as we head through this final season before the playoffs?
I like them. I like the Xfinity better, but I like these cars. We've talked about. I run a lot of laps in these, so I feel comfortable in them.
Alrighty, good to know. Hey, I just want to give you a shout out and just say congrats on that point standings before we get things wrapped up here. But yeah, we're off next week for the 4th of July, so hope you have a good holiday, and we'll see you in 2 weeks here at Pocono.
Sounds good. You have a good fourth too.
Alrighty, Corey, thanks for racing with us. We'll talk to you soon. Have a good weekend.
Thanks. See ya.
All right, there you heard it from Corey Goodall, who is your overall point standings leader. As you see on screen. So, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap things up here in just a moment. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed that. Jeffrey, hope you had a great birthday yesterday. Thanks for coming by and saying hi. And congrats to Luke for winning this thing. As you guys see on screen, our next gen or cup season. We are supposed to be at Chicagoland on the 4th of July, but we actually decided to postpone that race, and we're going to move it to another day. And I believe we're going to move it to the middle or the end of July. So July 18th, we're at Indianapolis. I believe there is a week in between Indianapolis and Richmond where we're going to fit that Chicagoland race back in. And like I said, we're doing the Cup schedule. We're kind of making tweaks here and there as we go along. So Chicagoland's not on the schedule, obviously, in real life, but we made some changes and made it a little more fun for these guys. So next week, we are off for the holiday. Hope you guys all have a great 4th of July weekend and 4th of July on Thursday, which is kind of weird, but hope you guys all have a good holiday weekend. Stay safe. And thank you guys for watching us, Wonder Dad's Gaming. I appreciate you all coming out, saying hi, leaving a comment, and it's a lot of fun. So Marshall's in the comments. Disappointing outing for him tonight. Sorry, Marshall. We were rooting for you. We were watching it, and we were really excited because I saw you up to like the 6th place position or almost top 5 at one point throughout the race, and then I realized you still had to come down pit road for that final pit stop. So we were rooting for you too as well, Marshall, and hopefully you have a good race here coming up. But guys, hope you guys all have a good holiday weekend. We're gonna head out. There is your schedule. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks at Pocono, and then we'll pick things back up then. So stay safe. Have a good weekend. Have a good holiday. See you guys in 2 weeks. We're out. See you guys.